bitch!
3, 2, 1.
Super friend. Sit down. Bitch! Hello.
Hello.
Good day. Good
Welcome
evening.
back.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. No? What was that movie?
I mean, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, especially to our newly found international followers from God knows where universe.
Am I right?
Cheers.
Oh! Are you going to talk about what you're drinking first before I introduce you?
I don't know.
Usually you wait for after the introduction.
Well, you seemed a little intrigued. Can you tell the viewers what you see on the can?
This superhero is doing a death drop. You better work, bitch.
Is he actually doing a death drop, or that's just what you're
He's doing a high kick, but
He's beating-
it looks like he's doing a death drop the way he's laying.
beating out bad guy?
Come on, seasoned stout. Let's get sickening.
So, Stone 2019 Woot Stout, big old collaboration. Stout season is a comin'. Stout season being the colder big boy season. Cheers.
I'm drinking tea and whiskey.
Also, cheers. Refreshing.
So refreshing. Hello everybody. Welcome to Super Friends Sit Down. This is technically episode 9. I am your resident gay for pay model, Vincent Stampoulis. And to my right, we've got the clapper, Alex Biagini.
The writer of the jokes.
Yo. I know. That was funny. Alex said that one. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to give him credit for that one. He called himself the clit clapper. I was going to say he's a life-size version of a Furby, but...
I like that better because it's more accurate.
Yo, you are the life-size version of a Furby.
Homie is as dry as the desert.
Dry,
Cheers.
hairy, scary. I have no idea what you're thinking.
When I sleep, I do get possessed by the devil from time to time, much like Furbies when they talk at 3 a.m. So accurate.
Can we just talk about Furbies, Tamagotchis, Sour Patch Kids? Oh, Sour Patch Kids. Cabbage Patch Kids. Don't touch me.
Go ahead.
What was up with these scary haunted toys that we were given as children?
I think the premise behind...
Tamagotchis made me afraid to be a parent.
Go ahead. Motherfucker.
Playing my own game. Tamagotchis made me scared to be a parent. Furbies made me scared to turn off the lights. And what are you? Don't get us sued.
I'm singing.
You're singing.
I
You're
don't
singing
think-
a song that we don't own the rights to.
But I'm not taking credit for it. I don't know how that works, but
Talk to me about the Tamagotchi though, and the Furbies and all those things. Did you have them when you were a kid?
of the 3 you listed, I actually didn't have any of them.
You are a blessed child then, because those are dark-sided, and they are unholy. They are here to ruin your life and make you scared of the dark. I fucking hated them. And my sister and brother wanted them so much.
If I could, since we're talking about older stuff, I just recently found out my friend Jamie, longtime friend since high school, he's also doing a podcast called Forever Bogus. And I think the primary focus is just like retro media, movies, toys, collectibles, commercials, X, Y, and Z.
That's
So,
great.
Forever Bogus. Check him out. Jamie.
Can I say something
Food Club.
controversial but brave?
Sure.
I used to love that show, I Love the 90s.
VH1?
I don't remember what channel it was on, but it was like I love the 90s, I love the 80s, and every episode was like another year.
I think that was VH1.
want them to bring it back. That's one thing that we need a reboot for. I'm all for the reboot of I Love the whatever decade. 90s was great.
90s was great.
90s
I actually
is
I did
untouchable.
watch those every now and then.
I watch them all the time. There's actually like a really cool thing on Netflix. I don't know if you saw it. I think it's called High Score. Have you heard of this?
Heard of it, never watched it.
It's really cool. It's all about different video games from like the beginning of video games.
I'm really bad at watching.
I know you're really
shows.
bad. I know.
At watching shows. Like I don't remember if you remember when I talked to you about Umbrella Academy like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, still haven't gotten episode 3.
Of season 1? Yeah. Can I tell you about Umbrella Academy?
Sure, you can tell me about.
I'm having a stroke. Can I tell you about Umbrella Academy?
Sure.
I heard of it.
Okay.
I never watched it.
Okay.
I was watching it with Joe because he wanted to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Started with season 2 because that's where he was at. Got really hooked on season 2, and I was like, all right, I guess I might as well finish season 2 before I start season 1. Finished season 2, and then had to go back and rewatch season 1 so I knew what the fuck was going on.
How'd that make you feel?
Honestly, now I'm rewatching season 2, so it's like, whatever. I put it on to go to sleep last night. Instead of watching a Hill House.
I just recently got turned on to a show called Away. It's on Netflix, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I just started watching this, and first episode made me like hysterically cry." I was like, "Okay."
I don't want that.
Well, here's why it did. The whole premise is about like a mission to Mars, and
So it's unrealistic.
you never know. But something happens, and it's real emotional. And
Something happens.
if you
no
wanna,
spoilers
if
here.
you want to watch it, if not, it just came out, so that year time frame is still available for spoiling, and nobody wants that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm 2 episodes deep. It's got me pretty intrigued. It made me think a lot about like the potential for humankind and like terraforming and extraterrestrial life and shit like that. I don't even know if that's going to happen in the show, but that's where my mind went. So
Okay.
it's pretty interesting.
Aside from Netflix and streaming and children's games that haunt you, how was your week so far?
My week, pretty uneventful, honestly.
For once.
Yeah,
Didn't go away, didn't do anything fun, didn't do anything spectacular.
I went up. Oh wait, you know what? So it's nothing like I didn't go anywhere. Like I went to Scott's.
Okay.
Shout out
cabin.
farm. Went up to the cabin. Had a wonderful soul cupcake, which I showed you earlier, which is.
All right, hold on a second. Explain to the people what a soul cupcake is.
You know what's so funny is I was literally in the middle of explaining what it was bit by bit. Drink. Thank you. Soul cupcake. Where you would normally have your cake base, cornbread. Where you would normally have your icing, mashed potatoes, light coating of gravy. On top, rather than sprinkles, you have one single chicken nugget. And it is decadent deliciousness all up in your mouth. So, soul cupcake.
Popeyes really needs to like make that a thing.
Somebody needs to. I mean, if anything,
Aside from St. Patty,
yeah.
I love St. Patty.
Fast-
I hope you're not listening to this because we're pretty vulgar. But
yeah.
love you.
We'll never make it to the Christmas party again.
I haven't been invited for like 2 years. All right, I hold a grudge. My evening has been very eventful.
Wait,
all right, so
wait.
finish telling your week so I can tell you about how mine's been crazy.
I love how he's explaining. He's just like, finish the
Finish
story.
yours so I can start mine.
Just finish. Do exactly what you're doing, but wait till I finish talking so you can finish it.
Shut up.
Okay, bruh. So I mean,
This is why I can't drink. I've had half a sip of a spiked tea.
you were drunk as soon as you smelled that thing. While we were up there, first and foremost, obviously, cabin, always a great time. Right on the river, great food, lots of fun games, family, straight out of a 90s sitcom, never bickering about anything.
It's not fair.
Yeah, it's actually pretty wild. As the night rolled around, we had this big-ass bonfire, and we got to watch the moon rise. And we were all talking about just like how crazy it was moving up very quickly. And then we started getting into the theories of just like...
You think Bruce is rising the moon that night?
What?
Bruce? Like Bruce Almighty? No?
No.
Did you not see that Jim Carrey movie?
I did see Bruce Almighty.
Remember when he did lasso around the
lasso,
moon?
and then he fucked up the tide for the entire world? I remember. But we were thinking about it because it was rising really, really quickly and it was very, very large. And I was just talking to everybody. And we were just thinking there. Boner jokes.
Don't talk about me like that.
And we were watching it, just like froze what seemed like for a second. I was like, wouldn't it be so crazy if the moon just decided to start moving horizontally? Just like what kind of crazy mindfuck it would be if the moon, rather than rising straight up,
Okay.
if it just started going like, nah.
To turn. Like,
I don't don't know,
Was
man.
the moon drinking and rising?
Maybe.
Space is.
But yeah.
We have to have a whole episode on space.
I would love to.
Because space,
I love space.
man's
and
final
cosmos.
frontier it's lit.
I also saw a buck, a deer with antlers, in person for the first time twice. It was crazy. Very majestic. Go nature. Anyway, how was your week? Tell me your stories.
So, before
It was so crazy. Like, back at the cabin, see how it feels? Fuck you. Go ahead.
I'll fuck you up right here and now. For everyone who's watching this YouTube video to see, and for everyone who's listening to hear. Just kidding. On my way here, I was attacked, I was accosted, I was spit roasted. I got in my car to get home from work, and there was 2 mosquitoes in my car. Massive fucking mosquitoes. And they wouldn't leave. I opened the windows. I started driving. I turned on the AC.
They just know you like being sucked.
That's true. But at the same time...
But they make you bleed, so you're not into it.
Exactly. And I'm like very allergic to mosquito bites. They get very swollen, very raised. It's just not a good time. Oh my god. But
Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you explain to the viewers what a spit roast is?
It's just basically getting fucked up by one or more persons.
It's becoming a human rotisserie between your mouth and your butt parts. Or vagina parts if you're a woman.
Or if you're straight, it's called Eiffel Towering.
Well, that involves, like, high-fiving.
Whatever. Yeah, because straight people are like, oh, you're in her. Oh, I'm in here. Oh, high five, bro. Oh. Football. Isn't that what you guys do? Oh, you've never had a threesome. You wouldn't know.
You're right. I don't give a shit about football, so let's throw that one out the window, too.
Throwing football? Look at you. I don't know. Any way for me to make whatever.
Continue your story.
So, get in the car and being attacked. Like I'm that bitch in the movie Birds right now. Alfred Hitchcock scalped. This is the new version. Mosquitoes in the car. I don't know how the fuck they got in there. It makes me want to cry thinking about it. It was so traumatizing. Ron, you're traumatizing me, Ron. No. Can we make Jersey Shore references?
2020's Alfred Hitchcock movie. Sucked.
I would watch it. I love Hitchcock. I love cock. I love anything with cock in the name. I'll give it a go. Aside from that, my only real struggle story this week is how hard it has been to upload these YouTube videos from my phone to the internet from this MacBook. Let me just tell you, a brand new MacBook with absolutely nothing on it but this podcast information. We are only 9 episodes deep. We haven't even shot 9 episodes worth of video.
That's true.
And its disk space is too full. Fuck you, Mary. What are you talking about? How? I can't even delete things off of this that are pre-installed that I don't want.
Really?
Dictionary? I don't need that. I'm illiterate.
It's the exact reason you wouldn't need it.
Shut up. But at the same time, like, why do they come with all these things pre-installed that cannot be uninstalled? Like, let me just try and see really quick. Let me just take a deep dive into the cool, refreshing waters of this MacBook right now.
So, if I could, while Vince is
Wait a
doing
minute.
that, never
Look,
mind.
what do I need voice memos for? What do I need news for? I don't need to watch the news. I could delete that. Keynote? What is Keynote? Photo booth? The camera on this fucking MacBook is absolute rubbish. It is garbage.
Rubbish. How?
Find My? I don't care.
How sophisticated?
I know. I'm a bad bitch. You better redneck and eyes. Time machine? I don't need to go back in time. I no desire. I don't want to look. Mama, I never look at. I never look back. It distracts from the now. The Incredibles.
I've seen it once, so I can't quote it.
You are doing a disservice to yourself.
Sorry. I liked it, but
Chess. What am I, Harry Potter right now? I don't need chess. This is absolutely ridiculous. Apple, in the words of Caitlyn Jenner, call me. All right, text edit. I don't need to edit text on this. If I wanted that, I would download Microsoft Word.
All of the people you could have chosen that have said "call me" in the entirety of life, you chose Caitlyn Jenner.
LGBT. Listen. I may not like her that much, but she's still a part of the community.
Is that T with an EA or?
Hello. What do you think of what's in this cut?
Oh, okay. So
anyway. Now that I've updated you on my journey throughout the week, let's talk about today.
Well,
what are we talking about?
If I could, before we get into our episode
That's
about
right, plug.
Ooh, my titty. If I could, before we get into #FitFam, or just take on and journey through the fitness world over the years, if I could plug my charity fundraiser again, I am again working with Barbells for Boobs through my NJ Beer Shares page. Jinx!
You owe me a Coke. Or a bump of Coke. I'll take either one.
I'll let you know what I get first. Or I could put it in the Coca-Cola. We can go back to the 1950s.
Ooh! Time machine.
Oh, look at that. Fucking light it up. Let's go. So what I have been doing through my beer page, we started with an 8 beer raffle, $5 per entry. So far, we're at $450. We're closing in on $500 in
that's really awesome.
In less than a week, which I'm super pumped about. And huge thank you to both my counterpart Chris for being just like a media whore and messaging everybody on the planet about it.
That's 4 mammograms about. That's really awesome. That's 4 people who get screened for breast cancer. On a serious note, I know we talk about a lot of stupid shit on this podcast.
Though the raffle ends on the 16th, we'll announce our winner via an Instagram live or a post, whatever. We are going to keep fundraising till the end of the year, hoping to hit and exceed the goal of $1,000. All of the money goes to charity. So if you know anybody who wants to throw in 50 cents, $1, $10, or if you know a high roller that wants to push us right over the mark of 1,000, please let me know. DM us. Find my personal page, my beer page with Chris. And if you could, even if you just spread the word, that's all it takes.
Repost, share. It takes absolutely no effort to share.
Yeah, if you can scroll through your social media, you can hit that button, add to story, send to your friends. It's real simple. It does no harm to anybody. It only helps. And right now, we're doing pretty well. And I gotta say,
who doesn't want to help?
It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good feeling with the height of quarantine where everything sucks to be able to actually
be
give
a good
back.
person.
So it feels good to give back. That being said, Barbells for Boobs is pretty solely focused throughout and in the CrossFit and Olympic weightlifting community, which is where Vince and I currently reside. So we're going to go ahead and start with our topic as to where we came through fitness.
Fitness is a journey that we've both been on. For how long? How long? When did your fitness journey start?
Through CrossFit or in general?
In general. Because I did a lot of different fitness before.
Yeah, I was going to say probably like 18.
Okay. All right. So like a good portion of your life has been dedicated to the fitness.
I wouldn't say dedicated, but dabbled in. Dedicated, I'd say for the last probably.
So fear of commitment is still alive and well. Okay.
Untrue. Almost made the ultimate commitment. So, you know.
Shut up.
But I started I used to do judo and karate.
How old were you?
14, 15?
My niece and nephew do it, and they're like 8 and 10. So I can't imagine it's really weird because I can only imagine children doing karate and jujitsu and all that stuff. I can't imagine grown adults doing it.
Is it once it gets to a certain title? I think is when for you you say karate, you say judo. It's like, oh, okay, that's a kid's sport, but then you talk about Brazilian jiu-jitsu and
yeah, I guess,
and MMA, then it's like, oh, okay.
Well, I feel like they're very different in terms of execution and mindsets.
1,000%.
Okay, at least I'm not stupid on that. All right,
I mean,
cool.
there's grappling, striking, mixed, full-blown self-defense where you kind of focus on counter tactics and shit like that. There's weaponry, there's you name it, it's there.
Okay.
Because think about it. So let's say where we have, I mean, I had mentioned our friend Jay before from Dave and Jay versus the World. They are someone who I actually reached out to today in regard to a collaborative episode, trying to work on an activity we can all do together and then kind of talk about. So activity?
Activity.
Like knitting. So you figure.
Like knitting?
Yeah, fuck it.
I would fuck you guys up in a knitting competition. Or just in general, just knitting. I would knit the house down.
Anyway. But you figure, like you, primarily Olympic weightlifting. I've recently gotten into biking, and I've gotten.
Have you really?
Yeah. I actually might have.
Wait, what? I didn't know this.
Biking?
I didn't know that you did it regularly. I thought you did it every once in a while.
I mean, when I can, if I have the time to commit to it, I will. And I try to at least take one good ride a week, and by one good ride, I mean at least 25 miles.
That's a lot.
We might be doing a 50-miler this weekend to Lambertville.
To where?
Lambertville, like by New Hope.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. That's a long journey.
I know. I'm manifesting. Anyway, so through our primary, I mean, you have Olympic weightlifting, which you've been doing and succeeding in for quite some time now.
I guess you could say succeeding. I would like to say just skating by.
I mean, even through quarantine, don't let him be modest. Even through quarantine, he's been putting up some big numbers. I mean, I dabble in Olympic weightlifting. I'm not as much so as Vince. I'm more in like a CrossFit thing. Because I found a little bit more peace doing that. It's a little bit more therapeutic for me because
CrossFit.
Yeah, it makes me put a lot more effort into it, and being put against the clock and doing all that, it makes me more motivated. And then again, talking back to our friends in Dave and Jay versus World, we have Jay, who's been in the MMA scene for God knows how long, and then
forever.
Dave in the fine sport of lying. Dave, I don't even know you, but I promise I'm.
I was gonna say you don't even know Dave like that.
I feel like
I'm still triggered by that because that DM was just that DM conversation was still a sore subject.
I feel like I know you via listening to your episodes.
We know you so well just from listening to you
in
talk.
The car. But I do believe Dave has been getting into rock climbing. I don't know how frequently.
That's been a lot of people have been into rock climbing lately. It's very popular and
so hard.
Can I tell you something? I used to think I want to do that, and then I tried it and I said I don't want to do that.
So the same friend who introduced me to that show, Away.
Okay.
I went with her to a gym in Morganville, somewhere a little farther south, and I couldn't get past the beginner wall because my grip strength sucks that much.
Here's a tip: jerk off more, work your grip strength. Pro tip. You're welcome. Now, second of all, have you ever been to Urban Air?
No.
Okay, Urban Air is like this indoor trampoline place, which if you want to get a little cardio, an hour of trampoline is a lot of sweating. But they have all these different other things that you could do.
5 or 10 minutes for me.
They have all different obstacle courses and challenge walls, and they have their version of rock climbing where it's all different things on the wall that you can try to climb your way up on. And my niece and nephew are just soaring to the top. And I'm like, how the fuck do you do this?
I'm pretty sure
it's so hard.
I feel like kids, until they hit 15, just have unlimited strength.
It's not fair. It's not fair because they have unlimited strength, a ton of agility. Mm. So much coordination for no freaking reason.
Yeah.
And they just they do it and they're like, what, you can't do that? And I'm like, no, you little shithead. Maybe if I weighed 86 pounds, I could probably do it too.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I went to a place like that when I visited my family in Georgia, and
that fun place.
Yeah, I sucked at everything besides the salmon ladder. The salmon ladder I did great at. Dude, I'm sporting when did I last weigh myself? 250, 260. Gained weight during quarantine. Sucks to be me.
Everyone did.
But
except for Angie. Good for her. Angie, I don't know if you listen to this, but hey, baby girl.
Client?
It's from the gym. Angie. Oh, you don't see her because you don't come in the morning. I love Angie.
Good for her.
She lost 40 pounds during quarantine.
Oh shit, good for her.
Yeah, she lost a shit ton of weight, and she's awesome. Cool. Back to what you were saying, salmon ladder, something like that.
Yeah, the salmon ladder. So for those of you who don't know, that's when you hop up onto a bar, and once you're holding the bar, you have to use your body weight and your momentum to then propel yourself onto the next tier I got up to 4.
Some in CrossFit might confirm that would be called kipping.
Kipping.
It's a real thing. All you gym bros. Kipping exists. It's real and it's valid.
Like I said before.
Also, wait, really quick, just a disclaimer.
Go ahead.
All forms of fitness are valid, okay? And I've said this for years and years. If you do something that does not hurt you, makes you feel good, makes you get in shape, and is not going to hurt anyone around you, do it. All fitness is valid, okay? Now that that's over,
And if we want to add to the list of Vince's sporting options, you can throw just Olympic weightlifting meets Olympic interruption. Take the gold there, friend. Anyway,
listen.
What I was going to say is, I've said it before, I'm going to live by it. Like what you like. Like what you like. You want to be a bodybuilder, you want to be a power lifter, you want to be a gymnast, you want to be a fencer, you want to be a racquetball champion. Do it up.
And
like what you like, just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, and if you're going to do it, be the best at it. Or at least try to be the best at it.
And don't be a dick about it. Be the best, but don't be a dick. Right in the middle, humility. Be humble. It's not hard.
Humble.
It's not hard. You might win the contest, but if you see somebody behind you, you fucking cheer them on.
That'll be a topic for another episode, winning and losing.
Sort of, ooh.
That'll be a whole nother competition. We can talk about that. Now,
all right.
Are you done with your fitness journey? Or do you still have more to talk about with your fitness journey?
I mean,
you talked about your jiu-jitsu and
so
stuff.
there was, I went through like the regular gym at a retro. I did home workouts. I did judo, biking, eventually back to a regular gym. I tried like just doing workouts in the park and stuff. I tried running for like a whole 3 seconds. Hate running. I'm sorry. I'll do anything else but run.
I envy people who can be like, just did 7 miles.
So for me, it's not even your aerobic capacity. It's your mental strength to not get bored.
It is,
especially track runners.
It is a homogenous pairing of your mental stability and your physical capacity of, I'm going to go for a 7-mile run and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do to not get bored while I'm doing it. My brother goes for runs and I don't know how he stays
focused
or into it. Like, it's probably Beyonce, honestly. It's my brother.
You know who else we have to commend too on the whether or not you're a runner, whatever fitness you do. I mean, obviously our gym has 5 a.m. classes. If you're getting up at 4 in the morning with energy to work out, dude, you know what? I'm gonna.
Yeah, honestly, if you can wake up at the ass crack of dawn and get that fitness on, go for it. I used to be about that life because I used to be part of the 6:30 crew.
Well, sometimes used to work all day.
Yeah, that's true. But I am a morning workout person. I don't like working out at night. When I work out at night, 2 things happen. 1, I get really hungry for no reason, and I eat everything in sight. And then 2, I'm really people always talk about like that weird burst of energy you get. When I work out in the morning, it doesn't happen. I'm just like going about my day. If I work out at night, then I get the weird burst of energy because of how much I eat.
I would say
it's weird.
My energy window is probably best between on days that I work, 3 and 6.
Okay.
On days off, probably around 11 a.m.
Okay.
Because it's enough time to wake up, let the coffee kick in, have some breakfast, release the breakfast, which is code name for poopy. And then at that point, you're just ready to go. You put on a banging playlist, and you go.
The drive over to the gym, I've learned to appreciate. Disclaimer.
Oh, that's your hype train, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my hype train. Yeah,
that's the hype train.
I never used to appreciate that because I used to live across the street from the gym.
Right.
So it would be a 3-minute drive, and I would never have no hype. And then now I have that 15-minute drive.
It took you 3 minutes to cross the street in a car?
It depends. I'm just saying, shut up. Well, I used to live on a main road, so if there was a lot of cars, I couldn't just cross the road.
That's fair.
All right? Look both ways.
Fair.
Anyway, wait, are you done with your fitness journey, or do you want me to talk about mine?
The end of my fitness journey is now I am a coach, and I still do CrossFit, and I still live.
CrossFitter.
Yeah. I've gone from just jack shit to mediocre, I would say.
You know what? I can agree to that.
Once I get muscle ups back, then
you honestly,
then
you lost them?
I couldn't do them the other day. Quarantine fucked me up. Quarantine fucked me up.
That sucks. Honestly.
But
people who wait, hold on.
So gymnastic decrease, strength increase.
People who can do muscle ups, first of all, you're awesome. Second of all, fuck you. That's a party trick. And I love that. The other day, Julia was just warming up with muscle ups, and I was like, okay. No biggie. Just show us how big your dick is. That's fine.
I mean, when you grow up doing gymnastics, like, you better be able to do that shit.
I wish that I grew up in a family that put... I can't even say that because they tried to get me to do sports. But I wish that they would have given me more options when it came to different outlets of fitness, because then I probably wouldn't have been fat as fuck growing up.
I am going to have to agree with you on my side, too.
Like, the only thing that they really pushed me into was baseball, and that's because my father played baseball when I was little. And my sister was good at baseball, and my brother was okay at baseball, and I just had no desire to do it.
Can I tell you a funny story about baseball?
Oh, God.
I hated baseball so much.
I used to sit in the fucking field.
There were times...
I would take a ball just to, like, walk to the plate so I didn't have to try and hit it. I would literally lean into it, get hit, and be like, walk over to first base and be like, okay, let's go.
This sounds like something you do as a toddler. Well, not a toddler, but like a kid, and then also right now if somebody asks you to play baseball.
Probably.
But when I was
not going to deny that.
When I was younger, I played baseball, and I remember my dad wanted me to play for some reason. I don't know why. And I hated it so much that I remember hitting the ball once, and with the park we played at, I ran from first to second. Here, I'll show the viewers. From first to second, and then to the slide.
You didn't even go to third base?
No. And then I was like...
Classic Alex.
Hey. Fuck, that was good.
That was a good one.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what I say for that's what I get for calling myself the joke right. You know what? Nice job.
Woo!
So I went from home to first to second, then to the slide. And
okay.
My dad
Did you slide, though?
No, I hit up there, because if I didn't, my dad would bring me back to the game.
So home base. You not slide. You slide into home, but you can run to slide, like home base.
Yeah.
I may be gay, but I know a little bit about sports.
Right. No, I ran like to the jungle gym.
Terrified. My sister, shout out Maria, if you are listening to this. She's got 3 kids, so it's really hard. But she was the softball MV fucking P.
Oh, yeah?
That bitch would slide into home. She went to a high school that had no female sports, and she started petitions, and she got all the female sports started at her school.
Cool.
My sister was that bitch.
That's
she
amazing.
Still is.
That's amazing there was no female sports. That's kind of fucked up.
She went to a vocational school, so like wasn't really anything, like she went to a Votech, so like they didn't have a lot of sports in general, so let alone like female sports. So the fact that they didn't have female sports at that school, she started them, and then they still continue to this day. And she graduated high school long time ago. She's old.
Hey, cool. Shout out to that though. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sliding into home petrified me. That's a different subject for a different day for a different episode about sports, though.
That's fine. I mean, primarily. Well, I was going to talk about soccer, but that's a sport. So.
Okay.
But all right. So that's pretty much it for me. I mean, so where I'm at is majority CrossFit, a little bit of Olympic lifting. Primarily when
Which is part of CrossFit.
Primarily when I lift with you, but like when I go specific.
Yeah.
Like strength training is specifically with you. And some biking when I can.
All right, so I'd say you're pretty balanced.
I do what I can.
Balanced.
I do what I can athletically.
You do what you can when you can, if you can.
Right, athletically. When it comes to diet, though, like the worst. The worst.
Let me just talk about food for you guys really quick. Food is so good. Food is the reason why I continue to work out the way I do.
You know what I just considered too is we're here like talking about like our fitness, our journeys. We're both having alcohol.
You know what? Listen, I never claimed to be a fitness guru.
True.
I never wanted to be a fitness guru. I never said I was a beacon of health. I'm all about that balanced lifestyle. Sometimes, after a long day at work, when you're sitting down with your friend, you just need to have a cocktail. Okay?
So you're not about that wet ass pussy. You're about that balanced ass pussy. Your pH is in check.
Listen, let me tell you something about my pH balance. It is. Do you ever feel less than fresh? Do you ever feel less than fresh?
Always.
I hate you. You stinky, smelly bitch. We're not going to talk about that.
I smell good.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Smell.
I don't want to. No, thank you. I politely decline the invitation to sniff you.
I smell like laundry and soap.
Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Well, you call me a stinky bitch.
So, back to my fitness journey. Me. I was a very introverted high school child.
Same.
Which is hard for some people to believe because look at me now. Here I am.
Rock you like a hurricane.
It's weird though because I'm like an introverted extrovert. I don't want to like get too into detail about that, but
So
when I'm with people, I can be extroverted. But when I want to be, I'm very introverted.
You like to go out when you go out, you decide.
When I go out, I go out. But then once my social battery is done, the introvert's out. I'm here and I'm ready to go.
And you know what?
Home.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, in high school, I used to be very focused on just like be by myself, and because I went to a school that was further, like because I also went to a VOTEC, and it was in a completely different area. So, all my friends lived in like Sayreville and like Montclair or fucking Monroe. Like they just lived like far as hell away.
It's a big distance, yeah.
Yeah. So then for me, who was in like Woodbridge, I was like, I can't really go hang out with I can't walk to my friend's house. So, and I, high school kid, like didn't really have a car. So I just spent a lot of time at home watching TV, watching YouTube videos, watching things about like, things I was passionate about. The one thing that was walkable to me was the gas station where I would walk and get Mountain Dew, Arizona iced tea, Cosmic brownies, honey buns, Hershey's, Milky Ways, all the good candies.
Is that one trip?
I don't want to talk about like the endless pit that is my stomach. That'll be, like I said, another episode for another day.
Are we just gonna have? Are we just gonna host a mukbang?
We could definitely. Next episode could totally be a mukbang. I'm not denying that. Now,
Christ.
My fitness journey started when I was, I want to say 19 or 20.
Okay.
And I remember I was just so over being fat. And like, I'm gay. Hello. Not sure if anybody knew that already.
Stop the presses. What?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, man.
Announcement. I am gay. And before it was cool to be a chunky boy in the gay world, dad bod fucking came into, fruition. They wanted to be skinny. They wanted to be muscular. They wanted to be hot, attractive, whatever. And so for me, I was really sick of being rejected by men.
Okay.
So then I started going to the gym. I asked my friend who was really fit and really hot to train me. And I was paying him to train me. Mm-hmm. And I went to a gym and I used to do like an hour and a half on the treadmill.
That sucks.
And then an hour with like the weight machines. I used to do like all the, like the Globo shit that I needed to do. And that was like that built my foundation up. And then I started losing weight and people were starting to notice and I was starting to get the compliments and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I got really bored with the routine that I was in. And it was just, I would go to the gym after work and I was just like, after a while I started losing steam. My friend moved away, so then I wasn't getting trained by him anymore. So then I didn't have that accountability that I needed. Mm. And then, wait, hold on. A positive note in 2020, because 2020 has been a really rough year. Really, really rough. There's been a positive piece of information.
If you're seriously about to segue into what I think you're about to segue
Keeping Up with the Kardashians is on its final season. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I watched an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm gay, so of course I watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I can't help it. But on this episode, the Kim and Khloe, they go to do a mud run. And they're doing a fucking mud obstacle course. And I'm like, if these two bitches can do it, why the fuck can't I? So I call my sister. And I'm like, yo, do you want to do a mud run? I know Stevie's not down to do it because he's like a little bitch when it comes to getting dirty. I know you'd be down for the get down. She said, okay. So I start doing research on like mud runs and stuff. And I sign up to do the like in terms of tiers, like the second hardest type of mud run, a Tough Mudder.
There's one above that?
A Spartan race would be considered tougher because like Tough Mudder, you can skip an obstacle. If you skip an obstacle in Spartan race, I think there's a penalty.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Spartan race, there are people who are just like specifically they train to do
for
those.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
they train just to do those.
So I signed up to do a Tough Mudder, and I was like, okay, how are we going to train for this Tough Mudder? We have a little over 2 months to get ready. So I'm doing the gym thing, and then I'm working out with her. We're doing P90X. And I'm like, okay, cool, like, whatever. Superman, banana. Superman, banana. Superman, banana. And then P90X, at one point, I'm like, it's too fucking much.
Superman banana?
They literally did that in there. You would go from Superman to... I know it translates into CrossFit now.
No, I just...
So then I started looking up, like, best ways to train for a Tough Mudder. How do I train for Tough Mudder? How do I get in shape for Tough Mudder? And 90% of the results on that question were, do CrossFit. And I was like, I've heard such mixed reviews about CrossFit. I don't know. And then I was at that gym that I was going to, doing all of the like cardio shit. And I overheard the guy working there talk about CrossFit. And I was like, I've been hearing a lot about CrossFit. I'm doing like a mud run. I kind of want to like start doing it. Well, lo and behold, across the street from where I live is a fucking CrossFit gym.
How long did you live there before you realized it was there?
When did they go there?
They were already there by the time I joined.
When did you join? 2013?
2013 or 14.
Okay.
I found out
Sandy happened, and then they moved there, right? So 2012-ish.
Was Avenel. Roof got torn off by Sandy. Moved.
So they were probably there for about over a year, maybe 2 years before I joined there. And I went there after working out one day. And I remember I spent 15 minutes there just asking questions. And by the time I left, I was like, I'm coming back tomorrow. And I'm taking class. Because just like the difference in having someone tell me what I'm doing wrong and how to fix it changed my world. So then I started doing CrossFit. And then from there, I met you. I met all my like great friends that I still have to this day. I've learned so much about myself as a person that I'm super athletic that I never thought I was.
Yeah.
I learned that I'm decent when it comes to Olympic weightlifting. I'm definitely no like D'Angelo Osorio or fucking Jenny Arthur or anything like that. But like I'm not bad at it. What'd you say?
Shut up.
Oh, wait, because the last episode we talked about them being engaged. They got married over the weekend.
Oh yeah, huge congratulations to the newly
married Vardanians.
The new Vardanians,
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Vardanian. You don't know us, but congratulations.
But I know you. You don't know us, but we know you.
Yeah. It's funny because when I had first joined CrossFit, I had really known nothing about it. I'd heard about it through word of mouth from my friends, and I had like not necessarily just gone through like a really bad breakup, but like not too far after. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try new things. Fuck it, why not?
Try new things.
And I did, and here we are today. I mean, it's definitely like
I owe a lot of my life to CrossFit.
Oh yeah.
CrossFit has, and I hate to be that bitch that's like, CrossFit. And it's so sad because once you drink the Kool-Aid, you drunk the Kool-Aid. And you keep talking about
once you drink the Kool-Aid, you realize the Kool-Aid's good.
I mean, the Kool-Aid is great.
Yeah.
But through CrossFit, I discovered that I like weightlifting more than I like CrossFit. I don't hate CrossFit, but I'm not good at CrossFit. Like, I'm good at weightlifting. And when you're good at something, you want to do it more. I used to be like, okay at CrossFit. I was like getting better at CrossFit. And then I was just like, you know what? Let me just like lay off for a second and focus on the weightlifting. And then I got really good at weightlifting for where I was. And then I tried to start doing CrossFit.
Really put in the work. You were there 6 days a week?
I used to be there like 7 days a week. Sometimes I would do 2 days. I was really dedicated to getting in shape. And then I stopped caring. Not that I stopped caring, but I learned how to like stop overdoing it because I was overcompensating for the fact of like the gay community. I needed to be fit. I needed to be strong. I needed to be this. There were so many times that people would be like, you don't work out. You're too fat. And I was like, what are you talking about? I work out 7 days a week.
I hate that stigma so much. I remember there was a guy I used to work with that talked to one of my coworkers, and he was like, how do you know him? Like, outside of work. And I was like, oh, we go to the gym together. And his exact words from what she told me was, he goes to the gym?
Oh, that's so foul.
But she responded like, he's really fucking strong. So,
okay.
Which...
All right, so she kind of saved herself.
Not really true. I'm only a little strong.
Just a touch.
All I have on Vince is benching. That's it. In terms of weightlifting.
Okay. Okay. But bench pressing is not weightlifting, that's powerlifting. See, there's subsections to this bench.
In terms of
weightlifting,
just
powerlifting, there's all different facets of things.
In terms of brute strength, I have Vince on weightlifting.
Okay.
Fair?
Yeah. Well, what is your deadlift?
The most I've ever done, is 5.
Okay, me too.
The closest I've gotten to that anytime recently.
Closest I got to that was when we were lifting in my garage during quarantine. How about that? Remember when I
pulled 505? That's it, yeah.
Oh, that would have been so sexual.
What did I hit that day? 465 or something?
475, I think.
475? That's the closest I've gotten, which I'm not mad about.
I know that I hit like 485, so you were not far off from that. I only beat you by a little bit that day. Let me just give you all a little side story. When we were really deep into the CrossFit weightlifting Kool-Aid cult, and we were doing all of our weightlifting competitions, me and Alex competed at our second weightlifting competition. Liberty Barbell in Center City, Philadelphia. Now, we had so much time to prepare for this. Not really. We had like 8 weeks.
8 weeks is a good time to.
We had enough time to like get our shit together.
Yeah.
But we were like scared that we were gonna be overshadowed by other people in this meet because we were like, oh, like we're nothing. Like this is like another new meet where we're gonna see all these people who are so much stronger than us, whatever. And we got to the competition. We got weighed in. We looked at the start sheet, and it was just me and Alex in our weight class.
But what's really funny about that is we were so worried about people being like stronger than us and like better than us. And yeah, it was just the two of us. It was a literal me versus Vince weight class. But then we watched everybody lift before that. And there are some people that are half our weight throwing up way
my God.
more
I don't
than
want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it.
You watch someone
strong sons of bitches. Even, can I tell you something? Can I tell you what I love more than weightlifting? Women who weightlift. I have such an appreciation for women who weightlift because they just look so confident when they lift the bar. It is beautiful.
It's a lot of ferocity.
Yes. Fierce. You better work, bitch. But so wait. So
did Vince mention he was gay?
You better get into it. So we're at this competition, and it's just me and Alex in the weight class, and I'm like, oh my God, it's just us. Like this is gonna be so much fun. We're only competing against each other. We don't have to worry about anything else. And then we do the competition, and our finals tallies get tallied up. We get first and second place, and my co-host, this life-size fucking furball, beat me by 1 kilo. And if you're in America, which most of us are, 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Isn't it so funny you have to say most of us?
Most of us. Beat me by 1 kilo. And I remember seeing him get the first place medal. And flames on the side of my face. Well, and I swore never the fuck again.
And it's funny because he lived up to it. Because every other weightlifting competition we've done, nice.
I just hit my head on the wall.
Dipshit. Every other competition we've done,
situation.
every other competition we've done, we have been in the same weight class, and I think you've taken first or second each time.
Not always.
I did not medal, except for the one time where it was 3 of us. So by default, all I had to do was hit one lift, and guess what? I got the bronze.
Did you get second or third place?
Third. I
that
missed.
guy really fucked you over.
Well, no, it wasn't that. I missed my clean and jerk. I dropped it behind me.
Yeah. You know what? All right, so wait. Quick disclaimer. I'm very lucky for somebody who is heavier set to be very mobile and flexible. My co-host, on the other hand, not as fortunate.
No.
He is very stiff. Mm-hmm. He is very immobile. Mm-hmm. He does not have the ability to fully extend his limbs. That's one of the reasons why you did so poorly at the Arnold. Not for nothing. We went to the Arnold and we competed at the Arnold. And if you know anything about competing at the Arnold, it's fucking stressful.
Well, another thing, too, about my performance at the Arnold is I walked onto the stage both, like, nervous, shaky-legged, and tired. And
let me tell you about the Arnold.
I
competed at the Arnold on 1 hour of sleep. That shit was fucking crazy. Because we were waiting for Nick, Sade, and Brian to come.
True.
And then I woke up with them to show them where everything was because they were competing the next day. Mm-hmm. And then I spent all day at the expo helping them out, sitting, watching, whatever. And then I competed. And I remember thinking, this is going to be so bad. And then it wasn't.
Fun fact.
For me, at least.
Our competition day at the Arnold in Ohio trails back to last week's episode talking about Spooky House.
Spooky.
So.
But
yeah, I did so bad.
You just didn't tell them that you had poor lockout, though. That's the thing. If you would have told them that you had poor lockout from the jump, you would have had a better total.
Well, here's the thing about it. I hit my first snatch. No problem. Second and third, I lost in front of me, so it didn't matter. Clean and jerk, lockout problem, and then the second and third just didn't happen. My whole demeanor, my mindset.
You checked out.
Yeah, dude. After
you could tell.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking.
I was so just like fatigued and just powered out.
Powering down.
Yeah. When competitions get back into the swing of things, I would love to compete again. I would
love for you to compete with me.
Jazzed.
Let's go. Marble weightlifting is probably going to have another weightlifting competition.
If they announce it, I'll go for it. But I was so jazzed on the Belmar beatdown, which, if to those of you listening who don't know.
Oh, yeah. You did that. I did that. CrossFit. So wait, we've both done weightlifting competitions.
Right.
We've both done mud runs.
I love mud runs.
Okay.
I had such a good time.
Really quick, let me just talk to you about mud runs.
The Run for Your Lives, which is a zombie mud run, did not have a great time because the zombies were assholes and they just built a human wall in front of you. And you just died every time.
You got to tackle them then. Bust through.
Although I got to give one guy credit because I juked him, which I couldn't believe I did. I juked him, ran past, and I was just like, oh man, I feel good. And then all I heard was just wet footsteps behind me coming in real hot. And that motherfucker took my flag. I was just like, damn it.
Let me give you a little brief history on my mud run pass.
But wait, before you do that,
what?
I was super jazzed on doing the Belmar beatdown this year. COVID happened.
Oh yeah. You did sign up for that, right?
Yeah, and I was so into training for it. I felt like I was at like peak performance. I was doing really well. COVID.
Yeah.
So trying to get back into the swing of things. I mean, gyms, they are open now.
Yeah, finally. Thank you, Jesus.
So that's a huge plus. Shout out to gyms.
Shout out to gyms. Shout out to people doing it the right way.
Let's try not to fuck it up for everyone else.
Please don't.
Please.
I'm begging you.
But
I don't want to be fatter anymore.
Go ahead.
Mud runs. Mm-hmm. So I trained for my first Tough Mudder in 2014 with 1 month of CrossFit under my belt. It took me and my sister by ourselves 2.5 hours to do this obstacle course, maybe longer.
How long's the distance?
A Tough Mudder is anywhere between 10 to 12 miles. So 2.5 hours of me and my sister in the mud, doing the shit, whatever. Cool. It was fun. We finished. I was so happy. Let me tell you, if you guys don't think I'm into fucking torture, listen to this. I did a mud run. I spent 2.5 hours crawling in the mud, scrapped, just ruined. The next day, I woke up and got a fucking root canal.
Oh, God.
Yes. And when I tell you it took me 15 minutes to get out of bed because I was that sore,
Ugh.
It was rough. And then I want to say it was a year later. I was like, I want to do a mud run, but that was a little too much. That was a little excessive. So then I was like, oh, Rugged Maniac is only half the distance, just as fun, same location. Let's do it. Rugged Maniac, a blast. I had a great time. I want to say something really quick. Rugged Maniac, you're great. People who compete in mud runs should be a little bit smarter when they do them. The first obstacle, not even half a mile in, you had to walk in waist deep mud. And this girl jumped into the waist deep mud and rolled her ankle. And I said, wow, you wasted all of this money to get carried out by the medic.
Can I say something also about competitive mud runners?
But do it
if
anyway.
you're going to be a competitive mud runner, and this is also just a little request to the foundations that do it, Rugged Maniac, Tough Mudder, whoever you are, build a competitive circuit. Have the competitors go at separate times from people who are just doing it for fun. Because when you mix the competitors with people who are nervous and trying to work up the courage to do an obstacle, but there's some asshole behind them oh my God, are you going? The time's ticking. It gets a little unnerving to the point where when I did Rugged Maniac, I almost got into a fight because of some dickhead who was just is she gonna go? Is she gonna go? This is there's a slippery platform in the water. Let her build up the courage to try and do it. All right.
Not for nothing. If you're a competitive mud runner and you're doing a Rugged Maniac, step your fucking pussy up. Rugged Maniac is not for the competitive people. Tough Mudder, Spartan Race. If you're competitive, those are the ones you go for. Those are the ones that have the timing chip and the separate lanes for competitors. Rugged Maniac doesn't have that because Rugged Maniac is not supposed to be competitive. It's supposed to be for fun.
So is it like being the best at T-ball when there's baseball available?
Sure.
Cool.
Rugged Maniac is just for fun. It's just to do it. It's not you're doing it for a prize
Right.
or you're
That's
doing it to be the best. You're just doing it to go and have fun with your friends.
That's exactly why we did it. You were there. You took videos, you took photos.
Yeah, I showed up and supported because I couldn't do it that day. I was working, but I did the Rugged Maniac and it was a lot of fun. And I don't remember who I did it with. I know I did it with my sister. I think I did it with my sister, her ex, and Kevin. Just the four of us.
Do you remember the ROC race?
Oh my God, that was fun.
In Brooklyn?
That was so much fun.
That was a great time. So the ROC race.
Rock race.
What
ROC.
Ridiculous obstacle course?
I think that's what it stands for.
It was essentially...
It was a big old blow up.
It was an inflatable obstacle course. And
with soap and suds and bubbles.
Yeah, it was geared specifically towards fun. And you know what it was? Exactly that.
It
that
was
shit
so much
was
fun.
So fun.
It was fun because it was easy. Anybody could have did it. You didn't feel like people breathing down your neck to go do something. Everyone was having fun. Now,
the one thing I did not enjoy about that, and that's just me being me because I don't really like heights, is 5 seconds into it, you do your first obstacle, you get it done, no big deal. Second obstacle, you climb a big inflatable ladder thing, and then you jump off of it.
So much
into
fun.
an airbag, and my butthole puckered so much that it could have swallowed my entire body whole.
Ew.
I'm not
for you.
Good with heights.
So wait a minute. So I did Rugged Maniac. Backtracking now. To dial it back, as one might say.
I haven't said that in a while. But
I know you haven't. We did Rugged Maniac, and it was so much fun. And then I was like, you know what? I got an email. Tough Mudder's coming around. Let's sign up and do Tough Mudder again. I put together a whole team for a Tough Mudder. I was like, I've been doing CrossFit for 2 years. I'm in really good shape. I've got a team of people to help. I started Tough Mudder with a team of 11. At the halfway mark through the race, we had dropped down to 5 people left.
Damn.
I had been doing CrossFit for 2 years. And the second Tough Mudder was by far way more harder than the first. I had a panic attack. I had the urge to quit.
Ooh. Damn.
I had no desire to keep going on. I did not want to keep on keeping on.
Was it a physical factor or a mental factor?
Both.
Damn.
Because, so, we did it on a day. The first time we did Tough Mudder, it was like a decent day. Like, it was a little chilly, but it wasn't raining. The second time we did Tough Mudder, it was pouring.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
so
that.
it's pouring rain. You're not dressed in like a lot of clothes because you don't want to be weighed down by the mud. The mud builds up, so you need like to wear tight clothing and like a little clothing. So a lot of people stopped you because the rain was cold and they were hyperventilating and getting like hypothermic almost. And then at one point there was, I forgot what the obstacle was called, but you just go into a pit and it's essentially like a square box and you have to figure out how to get out.
Nope.
And like people were trying to get out. No one was really helping each other get out. I couldn't get anyone to help me. I had mud caked into my fingers so thick I couldn't grip anything. My fingers were frozen to the point that I couldn't bend them. Oh shit, you hit 508. Alex has $508 raised for his barbell for boobs. Better redneck and nice.
Mike, remember Mike Thorogood?
Oh, Mike Thorogood.
Yeah, Mike Thorogood.
Good for him. Hey.
$72.
You know what? That's awesome.
Mike, if you're listening, man, thank you.
Thanks. Hey, thanks, Mike. Hope you're doing well.
Man.
He's really cool.
Thank
I didn't
you.
get to like know him well, but he was always a nice guy.
He and I bonded over music a lot.
Me and him bonded because when he stopped doing CrossFit, we were at the same weight for snatch.
All right.
There you go. So I'm essentially sitting in a mud pit box that is probably 7 to 8 feet deep. And I can't get a grip. I can't get out. And I'm shaking and panicking because I can't move. And I was like, if I get out of this, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I want to quit. I want to get out. I want to be done with this. I swear I'll never do a Tough Mudder again. I'll do other mud runs. I will never do a Tough Mudder again.
Yeah, Tough Mudder, once they told me, it's like, yeah, there's fire and electricity and you can get really, really hurt. I was like,
fire, fine.
No.
Ice, not a problem. The electric part, no worries. It honestly was not that bad.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. And it's the last obstacle. It's the last obstacle. Let me tell you about electroshock therapy really quickly. That's the last obstacle. It's long wires of live electricity.
Yeah. I mean,
the electricity is only at the bottom of the wire.
They had that for the Run for Your Lives as well. But,
so you only get bolted if you get hit by the end of the wire.
real quick, I'm sorry.
My sister with that wire.
I'm sorry. At the end of Run for Your Lives, the final obstacle is a big flat mud run, like through thick mud. I lost a shoe, and then it's a crawl.
Duct tape them on, did you?
And then,
when you do mud runs, you're supposed to duct tape your shoes on.
Didn't know that.
Now you know.
Now I know.
The more you know.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Anyway, the thing about that is we did the mud thing. I lost
shoe.
Whatever flags I had again. Lost a shoe. And then you crawl under an electric fence. I crawled under and lifted my head up a little too early.
Ooh.
And
bad choice.
Shocked my skull. And it felt like somebody punched me just right in the back of the head. And it sucked so much.
When I did electroshock therapy. Oh, yeah. The meatball. If you don't know what we're doing because you're listening, go watch the YouTube video. When I did electroshock therapy, the guy who was announcing it was belittling every single person about to go through. Why aren't you running? Run through. This is the last obstacle. Don't be a bitch. Blah, 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 blah. Like,
were you doing it?
No.
Step your pussy up.
Honestly. He was like yelling, like, if you're not going to run, don't go through this obstacle. If you're not going to try, don't do it. So I was like, well, fuck this guy. I'm going to go. So I run. And then I jump over a haystack. And I hit one of the wires. And it kicks back and it wraps around my sister's throat. And it shocks the shit out of her. And I remember, I
figured you like kicked it back and it just like. Zzz.
No, it like hit her in the neck. Yeah. It was legit. That was legitness.
Knew it.
And it honestly, the electroshock therapy, if you run through it and you just get the fuck over with, it's not that bad. The one thing that I will say that was horrible was the ice bucket thing. That giant bucket of ice water. What sucks is that like the one side you go in, it's like half ice, half water. The other side you go through, it's 50% ice, 30% beer bottles, and then 20% water.
Oh.
And you have to like go underneath it because there's a giant plank of wood, and they make you literally dive underneath it.
No.
You have to go all the way low
No.
to submerge yourself.
That is one thing that'll give me forever anxiety is even thinking of that. And then there's like videos online where people will just like, I'm gonna slide through this cavern for video content, and you the viewer have no idea where the fuck they're gonna end up. And then they're just underwater for like 20 straight seconds. And you're like, I just watched somebody die. And then they just pop up like, I did it. I'm a groundhog.
I saw a thing the other day. They went through this quote unquote tunnel, gone for maybe 45 seconds, pops out like 100 yards down, and it's like, oh wow, I'm alive.
I made it.
And I was like,
here I am.
How did you do that? First of all, how do you hold your breath for that long? Second of all, where the fuck did you go?
Fucking Narnia.
Yeah, that's a wild thing. But so we've both done mud runs, we've both done weightlifting competitions, and we both did the Belmar beatdown. Shout out to CrossFit Speakeasy. How you doing?
In Belmar.
And what?
Belmar.
Oh yeah,
CrossFit
Speakeasy in Belmar. Also shout out to Kelly Ann because she's the one who introduced me to CrossFit Speakeasy. Hey, and she was my partner for the Belmar beatdown. I don't know how she convinced me to do it, but she convinced me to do the Belmar beatdown. Mm-hmm. If you know me, you know I hate competitions that involve CrossFit. Unless I'm a spectator.
Also, if I could also highlight the fact before we're going to wrap things up in a little bit. Belmar Beatdown is primarily held in July. So
it's hot.
Last year, I don't know if you guys remember the hottest day of the year, day of the New York Marathon being canceled because of heat. We were out there, Dempsey Courts, Belmar, New Jersey, dying. I went through,
let me just say,
6 shirts.
Hosting a CrossFit competition on a blacktop basketball court was a choice.
So their basketball court is clay, I'm pretty sure, and it's like different. It's like red and green.
Clay
regardless,
still retains heat.
I'm not doubting that.
Granted, when I did it the year before you, it wasn't as hot, but it was still hot.
Yeah,
I liked doing it because it like the workouts that we did were fun, but I wouldn't want to do it if I didn't like the workouts. Fair. Because I don't want to work out in front of all these people and have them look at me, be mediocre, and like judge me if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. Like, see, the one workout that they did, side note, if you're a CrossFitter, DT, hey, my favorite CrossFit workout. And the first workout that we had to do was dumbbell DT, and I was like, oh, bitch, I'm there.
However, the stipulation was,
if you drop the dumbbell, you had a penalty.
That's it.
I didn't drop the dumbbell, did I? No, I did. I dropped it once on the fourth round.
Was it that there was a penalty, or that it was only...
It was you had to stop working.
Only work.
Yeah, you could only work if somebody was... So you and your partner were doing dumbbell DT. And so dumbbell DT, deadlifts, shoulder to overhead, whatever, cleans. Oh, wow, I forgot how to talk about it for a second.
It's my favorite workout. I have no idea what it is.
Shut up! So...
Deadlifts,
you had to do those movements, and the other partner had to hold a stagnant hold with the dumbbells.
Just at your sides, static hold.
What?
Just at your sides, static hold.
That's what I said.
You said stagnant.
Stagnant and static are almost identical.
Continue.
Anyway, and if your partner who was holding the deadlift hold dropped the dumbbells, you had to stop working, and anything you did didn't count. We only broke once during that workout.
You guys did do really well at that workout.
And you know what? My forearms felt...
like garbage, I'm sure.
They felt like fire hydrants. That's the only way I can explain it. Like, thick, bulky, rigid, full of liquid. I don't know how else to describe... Shut up. I don't know how else to describe how I felt. I felt like Popeye. Nice. Popeye forearms after that workout. And that was the first workout. So that was, like, gross.
So... yeah, I mean, I'm excited.
What was your favorite workout from your Belmar beatdown when you did it?
Ooh, definitely not the last one. I would have to say probably. I mean, workout 1 was very coordination involved. Like you had to do synchro everything. I don't know if I really have a favorite. They were all pretty good.
Okay.
I had a really good time doing it.
It looked like fun when you guys the workouts you guys, because when I did it, it was teams of 2, and then when you did it, it was teams of 4.
Teams of 4 was supposed to be this year too.
Yeah.
But if I could to wrap things up,
yeah,
hoping soon. Obviously, pandemic's still in full swing. We are heading into the colder part of the years, aka my favorite part of the year, big boy season. What's up? Yeah. Would the straight version of that be? Ooh,
I don't know.
I didn't like it. Okay.
I don't like you.
Yeah, strike that. Strike it from the record. But
so stricken.
Yeah. So hopefully, as time goes on, COVID full swing. Let's again. Gyms just opened. Indoor dining just opened. Movie theaters just opened.
What movie are you playing?
I don't know honestly, but still,
there's one movie that you will get me to go to the movies for.
Regardless,
movies are
let's
disgusting.
all band together and not fuck this up.
Yeah,
Please.
I agree.
It is.
I attest to that.
It is September. We have been without our normal lives since the middle of fucking March.
My life has been forever changed since March 19th. I will never forget that fucking day.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day because I was at work and people are you guys closing? And I was like, we're going to work until they tell us we have to close. And then an hour later, they're like, by the way, you have to close at 8 p.m. and then stay closed until we tell you. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
Well, there goes that. But yeah, for 6 whole months so far, which, by the way, is half a year. So again, don't. I mean, and I could be me speaking to me too. I can be me speaking to Vince. I could be me speaking to my mom. Let's all.
I don't fuck shit up. I've been very safe. That is the one thing I have been safe for.
You know what you didn't fuck up?
What?
Interrupting me.
You know what? You know what?
Or actually, no. To be fair, you've been great at interrupting me.
Absolutely, I am A plus.
You got your A game on interruptions. But
when I interrupt you, it's funny.
Me talking to Vince, me talking to my mother, me talking to literally anybody I come in contact with, and you talking to anybody otherwise, very simple. Let's fucking come together and not fuck this up any further. We're going into this soon-to-be 6th season where everyone gets a cold. It's very simple. Stay home. Have soup. Rest. Don't fucking go out if you have sniffles. And don't touch anything.
Okay.
God damn it. Your closing comments? Because that was it for me. Now I'm a little heated.
My closing comments are... my closing comments are, be safe, wear your mask, do something that's activity-based to get yourself moving, because the whole message of this episode is fitness. You don't have to do anything crazy. You could go for a walk around the block, and that's still considered fitness. Mm-hmm. Be fit. Help yourself.
Try taking the stairs over the elevator. Does a world of difference. World of difference.
I can snatch a lot of weight. I would rather take the elevator, though.
Stairs are very tiring, but
stairs are exhausting.
If I could, again, closing comment.
Now you're interrupting me.
Well, yeah,
bitch. How does it feel? It sucks.
It feels good because I'm going to talk about something important again. Again, closing comment. If you remember from the beginning of the episode, and also my shirt, Barbells for Boobs. We just hit $500 in the middle of this episode, which is awesome. Again, Mike Thorogood, thank you so much for your donation. If you notice, I put up a post today that has our link in the bio. All of the proceeds goes.
Days ago.
What's that?
A few days ago, because this isn't going up for a few days.
Oh, true. Either way, the link is in the picture of my stupid face that we posted.
Which I took the photo of.
There's also a link in my bio, a link in the New Jersey Beer Shares bio. Everything is available. 100% of the proceeds go to charity. And on September 16th, during one of our beer shares, we will announce the winner via some sort of post or a live video or something like that. And being that we're fundraising towards the end of the year, not towards the end of the year, until the end of the year, truthfully speaking, we're probably going to do another one. And it's going to be the same premise. Everything goes to charity, but being that this one has been so successful, we might jazz it up a little bit and add some more fun to it. Especially since it comes towards the holidays. It could be a great gift idea for someone that you care about.
I love that.
That being said...
like, comment, subscribe, follow, interact with us. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what Alex is doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. And just
It's fun.
keep being here with us because we enjoy having you. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you again very much. And y'all have a wonderful day, afternoon, morning, night, drive to work, very lengthy poop.
Just whatever you're listening to, enjoy.
Yeah.
Bye.